Hi, everybody, and welcome to another outstanding edition of the SoCal Prep Report. Richard Stray, Bob Gibson. I almost did the franchise again. You got that radio thing going. Sorry about that. Anyways, welcome to the show. Happy you joined us. And we got a lot to talk about, so we got to get to it. Tonight, of course, real quick online, let's do the, got Facebook, you got Twitter, Instagram, and what was that last one?
YouTube.
We got them all there.
That's everybody's watching us
All
live
phone,
right now.
baby.
Right now.
Live viewers.
What do we find that? You guys, they don't tell me anything around here. It's
You'll-
just show up for the show, do the show, that's it.
We have blown up Twitter.
They
We
don't-
have blown up
All right.
Twitter.
Thank you very much.
Millennials. We're after the millennials.
All right, well, that's what's going on. You got all the social media now. And today we're going to talk about the usual stuff, but esports, the championships, were this past weekend in Santa Ana at the esports arena. And like I've been telling people, yes, the esports people have their own arena. They got one in LA, Vegas, Orange County. They got them all over the place. They're proliferating like
I heard
crazy.
Dubai is next, right?
It's nuts, man. It's just nuts. But right now, we're going to take a look at CIF baseball, have a look around, and then we're going to talk about CIF softball before we get into the esports. So let's look at it now. And Bob, what do we have this week?
Can I pick a bone real quick?
Go ahead, pick.
I'm going to pick a bone. I don't know who votes for the Southern section, top 10, but come on, let's get a grip, guys. Huntington Beach lost a game this week. Oh, they got to drop to number 3. Why?
They shouldn't be dropping. I told you guys
They
before.
they lost 20-4. Now, that's a bad.
Yeah,
beat,
that
right?
is bad, but
Throw
it
that
can
out.
happen.
Fountain Valley against Fountain Valley. 2 days later, they beat Fountain Valley 6-2. Right? They
Yeah.
righted the ship. Everybody gets a mulligan, right? Huntington Beach is still your top team. Personally, I put Orange Lutheran at the top, but the ladies still like Huntington Beach. They've been out there. They've been tanning themselves on the beach. They like Huntington.
You gotta make it interesting.
I'd put Olu at the top, but hey, don't take it up with me. Harvard Westlake, you got a reason to maybe think you're number
Anyways,
1, but that's
you know-
okay. The rest of the way, La Mirada, El Toro, Miracle, Beckman's hot, right? Palm Desert's hot. Palm
They
Desert's
moved
one
from
of the
10 to
hottest
8 this week.
teams. Palm Desert is on the move. Watch out for Palm Desert getting hot at the right time. South Hills, Bosco makes their first foray into the top 10.
No way.
Right now, hey, I told you the ladies put this together right here in the studio. I'm looking at them right now. They're shaking their heads. Yes, Bosco belongs here in the top 10 because the Trinity League is still the top baseball league in Southern California.
And they all graduated from St. John Bosco.
Well, believe it or not,
That's
Bosco's
true.
Bosco's the highest ranked team out of the Trinity League, regardless of what Orange Lutheran does.
No.
You got to remember, Orange Lutheran has 6 losses, guys. I don't care.
But
6
they played
losses.
Everybody.
No, not everybody.
Orange Lutheran
Get
has
out of
played
here. Not everybody.
everybody.
Robert Westlake's
Right?
lost
Out of
2
state?
games all season, Bob.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
No, okay.
It does matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
See,
Would you rather be 10-6 or would you rather be 10-2?
you have 3 teams here in the top 10. 3 teams, the top 3 teams can all be interchanged, I believe. After that, it's a drop-off. It is a drop-off to the next group. The next 7 are good teams, but they are not those top 3 teams. Those are your 3 best teams in Southern California by far.
So it doesn't matter if they're 1, 2, or 3, pretty much.
Well, come on. Like I said, I put Olu up there. Maybe you put Harvard Westlake. That's
the
fine.
reason I have a problem with
Somebody at
Huntington-
the LA Times put Harvard Westlake number
The
1.
reason
That's okay, too.
I have a problem with Huntington Beach is, as I told you, once you get in the league, nobody knows you like your league rivals. And I mean nobody knows you like your league rivals. So that's all.
That's our old friend Eric Sonheimer at the LA Times. He put them number 1.
All right.
Harvard Westlake.
Good for him.
Because they're from LA.
Well, he's from LA. He has to. He's LA
He's
Times.
an LA
He has
guy.
to do
All
that.
right.
He can't,
all right.
he can't be objective. It's
that's
just like the
okay.
other guy in the register. He can't be objective either. It's always the county. Later for the county. All right, softball rankings. Let's take a look at those. That's always a good controversial topic. And let's see what's happening with the ladies
softball's
out
even
there.
more
Maybe we
controversial.
don't
I
have
love
it, Bob. So who's at the top of the heap this
Come
week, Bob? Was it
on, where's our
LaSalle? Was
softball
it
ranking?
Orange
Northville?
There
Lutheran,
they
I
are.
knew it.
Oh,
Orange.
of course. You know why? Bob's
Lutheran.
all hooked up with that Trinity League. He's got that radio gig out there,
don't,
man.
You know, you want to give me Los Alamitos. And here's another one. They moved
Nobody's
Gar
giving you
up.
anything,
Come
man.
on.
Nobody. You got to earn it, baby.
Until further notice, and I told the ladies this too, I agreed with them. Orange Lutheran is the number 1 team in Southern California until they do something wrong, and they have not done anything wrong. I know Los Alamitos has only 1 loss on the season. Olu has a couple. Olu plays in the Trinity, man. That is a tougher league. It's not Los Alamitos' fault, but
Didn't
come on.
LaSalle beat Orange Lutheran head-to-head, though?
No, they haven't played this year. They
All
have
right,
not
just
played
checking.
this year.
Got to make sure. You got to check the
That
facts,
could,
Bob. Make
that
sure
could
you're
be,
on top
that could
of
be a
things.
championship game down the line, no doubt about it. But
You let us down the road to ruin before, Bob.
and don't sell this short either, man. Olu is a great follow on Twitter, man. Olu is loving us.
Well, somebody
They're
got a
giving us
bone to pick.
lot of love on
Actually, I was talking to a fan, and
Uh-oh.
they said La Quinta is not in the top 10.
You know, La Quinta almost snuck in there this week. Valencia is another one that almost snuck in this week. Couldn't quite get there. Camarillo, though. Did you see Camarillo at number 10?
Yeah, could be La
Camarillo
Quinta.
first time. First time this, where am I? This one?
Right
why,
here.
why am I here and then I'm over here? I'm over here.
Bob.
Camarillo
Bob.
from way up north.
Bob, you've
is
been doing
number
this
10
a long
week.
time. You can't tell. You don't even need a director.
No, no,
You don't need
her
a floor
hand went
director
up,
here
so
to
I
tell
thought,
you where
oh,
to
great,
be.
I'm over here. And now she's pointing
Stop
over
wasting
here.
time. We're limited on time
Go.
today, Bob.
Go. That's
All
your
right.
softball top 10.
So what
Get
do you
on
think?
Twitter and
Hold
argue
on a
about
minute,
it.
Mo. So you agree with all this down there?
No, I'm going to say La Quinta should be in the top 10. I actually went to go
Just
watch
because
it.
somebody complained?
Somebody complained enough
All right.
to get
Man,
me
you're
to
as
say
bad as an administrator at a high school replacing a
La
coach.
Quinta
Somebody
will be in the
complained,
top
man.
10
right.
next week.
Mo's going to have a
Don't
discussion with the
ever.
ladies afterwards. All right,
said
here we
it
go.
You guys are too much.
Quinta.
All right, enough of this nonsense right now with you two. Let's go to Randy Rosenblum, take a look at the city section and see what's been going on this past week.
No nonsense there.
In boys volleyball, Palisades has won the very prestigious Redondo tournament with big wins over South, La Costa Canyon, and El Camino Real from the city section. The Dolphins are currently 29-2 and amongst the best in the state of California. They're getting great play from their outside hitter, Akil Tangatur, and their 6'6" middle blocker, Justin Howard, who is a star. What a terrific race we've had in the Eastern League all season long in volleyball. Bell and Southgate finished with 11-1 records, identical records, and the two teams split their 5-set matches. Now they go into the playoffs, but Bell will play in D1, where they'll be one of the favorites, and the Rams will go in Division II, where they certainly have a great chance. Hey, congratulations to former City Volleyball Player of the Year, Steve Salmons. He played at Palisades. He was phenomenal in the 70s. And along with Dorsey legend Ron Lang, they're going to join the Southern California Indoor Volleyball Hall of Fame this weekend. Last year, former Pally stars Chris Marlowe and Ricky Ludes got in, along with a great setter from yesteryear out of Taft High School and Jeff Stork. They were elected into the Hall of Fame. We had some key city baseball games this week, but you know, when you talk about key games now, you're really talking about for the seedings. We have a great race going on in the West Valley. All those West Valley teams will be favored in the tournament, but there are these other teams that have a chance, or a Narbonne, or a Banning, or a Carson. Well, El Camino Real beat Pally 5-1. Pally had the bases loaded in the 7th inning, but they were not able to capitalize. Birmingham got by Kennedy 7-2. That was a good game there, two powerhouse teams. Verdugo Hills won on a walk-off hit batsman over Carson 5-4. What a crazy finish that is. The lacrosse finals were at Birmingham High School in Lake Balboa this week. And in the girls' championship, the hometown Patriots won it all. They beat Palisades by a score of 10-6. That makes 5 consecutive titles for the Pats. On the boys' sides, Palisades came through in a big way. They beat Hamilton 21-3. That's a three-peat for the Dolphins. They are dominant on the boys' side. Speaking of Palisades, you know, last week they won the Open Division in boys tennis for team titles. And they had the Division I and Division II championships this week, where El Camino in D1 defeated Narbonne 16-13.5 for the Conquistadors. That's their first title since 2004 and their 6th overall. In Division II, Marshall over Bell 17-12.5. That's 11 titles for the Barristers and their first since 1993. King Drew basketball star Ethelbert Annam has committed to Cal. He's a great student, 4.3 GPA. He's going to get into mechanical engineering, and if he doesn't make it on the basketball floor, he's certainly going to make it in life. In Division II, we had a city championship win for Ethelbert last year, where he had the pit back to beat Van Nuys. Another great player, Dyson Hughes of University. He's an outstanding 6'1" guard. He'll play next year at Santa Monica City College. And in football news, Kamalis Buggs. He's a big defensive tackle out of Taft High School in Woodland Hills. He's going to play for Midland University. They're in Nebraska. That's an NAIA school. Also want to talk about the Crenshaw Cougars football schedule. We've been previewing some of the teams for next year. In the past, we've talked about Narbonne and we talked about some other schools, San Fernando. Well, again, this team, Crenshaw, won the state title last year under Robert Garrett, who was the Shula Coach of the Year. And they have some tough games, no question about it. They open up with South Hills from West Covina. Then they play West Covina. And then they go to Fairfax and Garfield. And then they have the Coliseum League, including their big game with Dorsey on October 26th. But there's no question about it. That's a schedule that they can get through, and Robert Garrett's team figures to have another stellar year. Now let's go back to the guys.
All right, thanks again, Randy. City section report, Los Angeles City section, very busy, as you could see. Now we're going to the high desert to talk to our old pal. All right, our old pal.
There he is.
Pena. Carlos.
Where is he?
What's happening?
There he is.
Hey, you guys are looking sharp in here.
What are you doing, Carlos?
How you like the suits, Carlos?
Hey, they're pretty good. I don't know. One of you guys might have to switch jackets there.
I know one of them's got a stain on their jacket, and it ain't mine. So but that's okay. We like that. We like that.
I tell you what, though, I need to put a jacket on because Mother Nature's not cooperating with us out here. It's pretty windy, about 50 degrees today.
Yeah, where are you at? The police station right now? What's
Holy
going on
cow.
over there? Where are you at? You
I went to-
incarcerated? That looks
I
like a
went over to
small
watch
room.
the game today, and I had to get my jacket, get back in my car, throw on the heater because it was cold out there.
That's what
Yeah.
happens in the high desert.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Are we talking football season cold?
You know, probably. It was 50 degrees out here.
2 degrees?
50.
Oh, 50? Oh, 50's nothing.
Yeah,
Come
we're in
on. You kidding me?
California.
We
We're
don't
in
even wear shirts at
California.
50. Come on. Come on, Carlos. So what's going on today?
Well, I'll tell you what, last week I covered a little bit of the overall standings. This week we're going to concentrate a little bit more on the league. We got about a couple weeks left in softball, baseball. Starting off obviously with the Desert Sky League and Barstow. I'll tell you, they're 8-0 in league play. They got out there and hit a couple of tournaments. They actually got to play Etiwanda, which is a very good school. So they're up top right now.
In a lot of sports.
8-0.
Etiwanda's
that?
good in a lot of sports. They're good
Oh
in a
yeah,
lot of sports.
definitely.
Hey, we got audio. Could we hear? Put this up a little bit, man? Sounds like you're whispering right now, man. Come on, speak up.
Oh, let me fix my. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, that's way better. Because they turned it up here in the studio, actually.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Oh!
See what happens when you live in the high desert?
Oh, man. You see that?
It's so cold.
Hey,
Hey, for turning
it's
up
so
the audio.
cold, the video went out.
Isn't that
That's
great?
not the first time I've ever been lost in the high desert, too. You get lost
Hey, Carlos, April Fools, bud. I know it's May, but we got you. Zing.
Poor Carlos.
All right, well,
I thought
oh,
he
he's
was
back.
back.
Oh,
Get him back,
hey,
get him back.
Carlos, what's happening, man? What happened?
I'm pushing too many buttons in here.
That's all right. All right, so what's going on in the high desert right now?
All right, so anyways, I left off with Barstow. They're looking pretty good. They're good. They're in Division 4. But Silverado up here also 7-3, Division 3. They look like they're heading in the right direction as well. But let me tell you, Silverado played Jurupa Hills the first week. Now they beat them 14-5, but I see them playing again. Jurupa Hill right now is looking like they're going to be on top in that division. I believe they lost to Norco, who beat Mater Dei 1-0 earlier on. So that's a Desert Sky right there. Moving on to the Mojave League. Right now it's all about Oak Hills. Oak Hills, they were good in soccer. Now they're good in softball there. 7-0 in league. Division 4 as well. They're in it with Barstow, so we'll see how that turns out. Moving on to the Cross Valley League, it's all about UPrep. Now, remember I told you Excelsior Eagles, they started off pretty strong. Something's going on. They're not playing to their full potential. They're dropping down. UPrep is on top, 9-0 in league. They're in Division 6, which is a tough division. Carnegie Riverside having now get this, 243 runs for. They've only allowed 2 runs.
243 scored.
And
I'll
only
tell you
allowed
what.
Get
Yeah.
out of here. Now I know
That-
you're lying. They got to be averaging 20 points a game to get
They
that.
playing a video game?
Are you sure it's not
It
24
sounds
Is
points?
that a video game or what?
But it all depends on who they play as well. We all know that. You got to go out and play
But still,
hard
That
teams
was
to
You're
prove
right.
yourself.
It's Sega. It's Sega.
It must be
It
Sega.
probably
Genesis.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
It's
is.
each sports. I got it. Okay.
Is it great pitching or is it great defense?
From what I'm seeing, it's the batting. Batting is looking pretty strong, but it's hard to say. You got to play hard teams out there to really make those numbers count.
I thought we were talking tennis, man. I didn't know.
Oh,
we were
no, no.
All right, take it easy. We're just kidding, Carlos.
So, let's move on to baseball now real quick. And then Silverado, one of the bigger schools out here in the high desert. As you remember, Silverado football, same thing. They made it pretty big out here. But baseball-wise, they're 9-2 right now.
Right.
They finished up against Granite Hill. Tomorrow they'll finish up. They beat them 8-0 the week before. They'll move on to Division 6. Too easy for them. Moving on to the Mojave River, which is another big school league there in Oak Hills. Boys baseball. They have a lead over Apple Valley. They got a 9-2 record, Division 4. They should get far, but I have my eyes on Grand Terrence and South High Torrance. We'll see how that turns out in playoffs.
Yeah, you're only saying that because Allison's
Torrance.
in here. That's the only reason you're saying that. We're done. All right, Carlos, we got to move on.
No problem.
We'll have to get together next week and talk more. We are up against the clock, my brother. We got championships to talk about right now.
We'll talk
Are you
Big Bear
kidding me?
next time.
You don't want those esports guys after you. Let me tell you, those guys are diabolical, man. They're evil. So
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Thank
all
you,
right,
Carlos.
Carlos. Hey,
Go
nice
grab some
talking
hot
to you,
chocolate,
man.
buddy.
Yeah,
We'll
get
get
some
to
coffee.
Coffee and suits,
Yeah, I
man.
need it.
Coffee and suits. All right, everybody. Now the esports, big thing this past Saturday. Went down to the esports arena in Santa Ana, and I had to find out what this inaugural thing was all about. So we went down there, talked to a bunch of people in charge, and here's what they had to say. All right. Well, let me give it to you real quick. This is the esports arena. This is kind of what it looks like, guys. The crowd's a lot bigger than this shot looks. There's the logo. And we talked to the executive director.
Look at these guys.
Look
Look
at
at
the
that.
Samuel
That's
Foundation,
awesome. Look
and they
at
run this. And that's the winning team right there. All right.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to represent funder Henry and Susan Samueli, who are truly innovative and entrepreneurial in their spirit. So they look at opportunities where they can make a difference, a systemic change around learning. And combining sports and learning, like we're doing here, is really unique and is not being done within this field anywhere in the country. We started in Orange County. We have 38 teams, 25 schools. We've built an entire curriculum that is now before the University of California for A to G requirement on an English-based program with technology and engineering and science embedded in all of that. Our goal is to have a statewide championship next year and bring it national and really look at it from education, not sports, but education with sports rather than sports with education.
All right, we're talking with Mark Deppy, the acting director of esports. And Mark, you're at UCI. You guys have taken on this endeavor. Man, it looks like a big deal. Man, I come in here looking around, and it's crazy. But tell us about your involvement in this.
Yeah, today's a big celebration of the finals of our tournament, and we've been working with some really great partners to make this happen. So we worked with Orange County Department of Education, the Samueli Foundation, UCI faculty, Connected Camps, and all these folks came together, lending their expertise to build what you see today. Right. And we kind of helped create the league structure, the rules, set the table for the competitive environment that you see here. So that's what we brought.
All right, now we're standing here with Constance, who's a researcher at UC Irvine, and actually, you're, the head researcher for this thing. You analyze a lot of stuff. Tell us your role in all this.
Well, so I'm a games researcher. I've been playing and studying games and gamers for about 15 years now, and a lot of the work that I do is actually showing how video games are actually a really smart activity. It turns out it requires a lot of complicated problem solving, thinking skills, and all sorts of bevy of sort of skills that directly connect to school that we say we value. So a lot of my work has been focused on games and game player. In this league, and this, what I actually do is I've been looking at, we do field observations of what's happening in our league. We have not only the competing teams, but we have full clubs around them, and this is our very first year. So we wanted to understand, what's happening with kids, what's useful, and how can we actually enrich their activity? Because in the end of the day, we want to see this take a role, number one, as a sport in school, just like any of the other sports. But also number two, this is a space that really does sort of connect to a lot of STEM values, so science, technology, engineering, mathematics, also communication. So part of my job is to look at how can we start to build in pathways that enrich this, not only as a sport, but also as something that has ties towards school and ties toward future careers.
Initially, what were your thoughts on this? Because it is electronic sports. It's definitely off the beaten path of football, basketball, swimming, baseball, and all that stuff. So what was your initial thoughts about this?
I was very excited with it because, you know, technology is coming at us at light speed, and you can't even contain it anymore. And so if this is energizing young people, it's motivating them to be focused on a topic, on a subject, then we are going to run with it. Technology has revolutionized the classroom. This is one example of what I'm talking about. And so my goal now is to do everything I can to populate this whole experience with academic content. And we're working right now with the University of California, Irvine, to get at least 4 courses that will be approved by the UC system, and they will be in English language arts. And then, of course, all the courses that come with STEM education is another thing that we're looking at with next generation science standards upon us now. So, I mean, we're going to use this experience, we're going to leverage with it to help our students stay on track. But the other beautiful thing about it is that it teaches them teamwork. So there's a character aspect of this, you know, which is part of civics, civility, helping them to get along, sportsmanship. That's another thing. Yeah, and you know what else? If they want to be involved in this, there will be like an eligibility criteria where they're going to have to maintain their grades and, you know, be productive citizens. And I think that will then liberate them to do this and to be involved in esports.
All right, so that's the administration. That's how this thing came to be. It's a beta tester for the nation. Now let's meet the winners. Fountain Valley Gold, and then we have La Quinta, the runners-up.
Fountain Valley Gold, they have won the esports championship. And right now we're talking with the captain, and this is Coy. And Coy, congratulations, first of all. You guys did a great job today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty proud of my team.
Yeah, you better be proud of your team. You just won a championship, man. How's it feel to win the inaugural championship?
It was pretty awesome because, like, it's the first time we've won. Like, this is the first esports event for high school, and I'm, like, happy that it's finally become a thing. Because, like, I've always loved video games and stuff like that. I'm an athlete as well. I do swim and water polo.
Oh, great.
So this is like I feel like this is, like, kind of a sport in a way. I mean, like, people say it's not a sport, but you get the same feelings when you compete.
Anytime you got to get a team together, you got to play as a team. It's a sport. I'm going to tell you right now. All right, so let me talk to Martin over here. Martin's holding the trophy. Martin will not give this trophy up, man. Not even to put some non-alcoholic champagne in here and spray it with his buddies. Martin, talk about your season. Did you guys think you'd win it when you first started your team?
Yes.
Just like that, yes? All right, let's go to the next guy. Who's this?
Jason.
Jason. All right, Jason. So when you guys first started the season out, do you think you'd win the championship? With all the guys out there, everybody who plays, you know, there's a lot of guys that play these games.
I think so, because we're all better players individually. So, yeah.
Yeah? All right. Who's your partner here?
Michael.
Michael. All right, Michael. So what's your story here? What makes you, how did you get on this team, man? What makes you such a good gamer?
I didn't really was looking for a team in high school, but Coy came up to me and he thought I was pretty good, so I just joined his team and we just demolished during the tournament.
Did you guys all know each other before you started getting on this team?
We all knew each other except for Michael. All of us knew each other, kind of. Kind of.
All I knew was Coy.
Martin don't say nothing. He doesn't know. No. Yeah, yes, no. All right, Sean?
Yeah?
Come this way for a second. All right, Sean, so how's it feel to be a champion in the inaugural esports in SoCal?
Feels great. We won.
Yeah.
Pretty easy, 2-0.
So how do you guys train? How do you guys, and how's this come together? Because you got to play as a team.
Yeah. We practice a lot, just do our best, and, you know, play as a team. That's all you got to do. Good communication. Yeah, have fun. Have fun. Yeah.
Well, that's true in any sport. If you can have fun, and if you can gel as a team, you guys really like each other, you can win. That's the common denominator in winning titles, and apparently you guys all get along fine because you guys are all smiles on your faces. Listen, guys, just want to congratulate you. This is like a beta test for the nation. You know that, right? This is going to proliferate next year based on what you guys did. So congratulations to you. All right, we're talking with the players from La Quinta High School. They finished runner-up in the inaugural esports tournament here in Orange County. We're talking with Randy, who's the captain of La Quinta. And Randy, I know it's got to be a tough loss for you guys today, but you got to be proud. You got to the finals of the inaugural esports here in Orange County.
Yeah. Definitely proud of the team. Since the start of the season, we were all over the place. Like, we didn't know what to do. Like, we didn't have an idea of how to play the game. Then, thankfully, we got Casey as our coach. Then with that, like, it completely changed our whole team and, like, our purpose of playing the game in the first place. Like, at first, we just loved, like, fighting people, getting high kills, going for stats. And then now, like, we're actually playing for the map and playing for objectives. And, like, we're playing more as a team instead of just, like, playing for ourselves.
Right. And you got to the final. I didn't know that you guys hadn't played this game before. At least you hadn't, right?
I've been playing for like 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then you had a good handle on it. All right. Now we're going to talk with William, is it?
Yeah, William.
All right, William. Let's talk a little bit. You're a senior as well. I just found out all these guys are seniors, man. The kids are getting younger. I'm telling you right now. All right, William. So talk about your esports experience and being in the finals this year.
The esports experience was definitely a great experience. At first, I didn't think League would turn into anything more than just a game. But going here, getting a coach, and being able to play at this stage, it was definitely amazing.
Wow. All right. Well, congratulations. You got a medal, and it's big time. You guys look back in 20 years and go, man, we were the first ones through. Who's your friend? Who's your teammate?
It's my brother.
All right, everybody scoot down. This your brother? What is your name?
Lewis.
You're all brothers. Come on now. Who are you trying to kid here?
Yeah.
All right, Lewis, let's talk about your experience. You guys think you'd get to the finals in your first year?
Yeah, I definitely think we would get to the finals because, as a team, I know we're pretty good, and I knew we could. I actually think we could have won this, but we just made mistakes and messed up.
It happens. It's a game. It's going to happen. You know, you can practice a million times and just have that one little slip up. It happens in any sport, and it's got to be supreme focus. But you got to be proud of your accomplishment today.
I definitely am.
All right. Who's your other teammate next to you?
That's Mikey.
All right, Mikey, come this way. Everybody come this way. The lighting gets better as you come this way. All right, Mikey. How'd you like working with these guys?
It was a really great experience. They were great teammates and really all funny. And
that's key.
They're all hardworking, and I appreciate all their hard work this season.
Now, did you know all these guys before you guys got together on this team?
I actually met them the start of my senior year this year.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, congratulations to you. You did well. Runner-up's not bad. I'm telling you right now. You're in the record books, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Those other 37 schools aren't. So, all right. Nice to meet you. Come on. We're saving the second best to last. What's your name?
My name is Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Talk about your season. Did you enjoy yourself?
It was definitely a great experience. It was something that I've never really experienced before. Being it's the first year that esports is actually a thing.
Right.
And working with my coach and my teammates, it was stressful at times, but the effort really paid out. We got second, and I'm happy with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong because, again, getting to the big dance, everybody knows you are now if they didn't before.
For sure. And I hope that my teammates or I could experience this in the future as well.
All right. Congratulations. Go celebrate a little bit with your teammates because you should be. Coach, right?
No, I'm a substitute.
Are you a substitute?
Yeah.
All right, what's going on here, man? Tell us who you are. What are you doing here?
My name's Brandon, and I'm just a sub.
Where's the coach?
He's the coach.
Oh, never mind. All right, sorry about that. It's our first time through. Esports never had a thing here in Orange County. We're getting to know everybody. I know who Bruce Rollinson is, but all these coaches just as much. Yeah. All right, Sub, so tell us about today. What did you guys do in terms of preparation for an event like this? This is unprecedented.
I wouldn't know what they would do because I'm just a sub.
What does that mean? You're just a sub. You don't get involved. You got to know. I'm an assistant coach. I know everything that's going on.
I was just a sub. It was nice to support them. I came out to all the games all 3 days, cheer my heart out. And I feel like, even though I can't be playing, I can still make an impact on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good energy. All right, sub.
Yeah.
Let's bring Coach in. I take it you're Casey McDonald. See, we already know who the winner is, all right? Just like Bruce Rollinson, now we know Casey. He's the champ, or runner-up, that is, esports, but still, it's a good thing. Casey, tell us about why did you take this gig? It's just weird, isn't it? I mean, would you ever think you could be a teacher and they're going to ask you to coach gaming?
5 years ago, I would have never planned this to happen at all. But I think recently, the way the times have shifted, it's becoming more and more popular.
Absolutely.
It's starting to overrun things like baseball and other major sports. So it's something that you can't just turn your eyes to around, not look at.
And I'm glad you said that because I think that's where this is going. This will be professional at some point. Did you ever, when you first started teaching, think this would be a possibility, man? This is outrageous, dude.
I always wanted to try and get esports to that level. That's why I love trying to work with kids, the younger generations. I think that it means a bunch if they can actually do something they love, as well as just like any sport. People who love tennis, people who love football, they can actually put their efforts toward playing video games at the same time and be taken seriously and actually make a living off doing it.
Did you know this game that they were playing today before? Had you played it before? Did you?
I've been playing for 8 years.
Okay.
I stopped being
That's important.
Yeah, I stopped being a player about 5 years ago. I've been a coach for almost 5 years now. So. Yeah.
That is just crazy. Well, listen, you did a good job this year. Your kids got to the finals. Maybe next year you come back, you guys take it.
Well, all my boys are leaving. They're all
Yeah,
seniors.
but hey, they got a whole fresh group up. That's somebody to emulate, somebody to pattern themselves after, and obviously they got a good coach. You got to the finals.
It's an excellent school, so I hope that they actually can field another team, and I wouldn't mind coming back.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations just the same. You can't feel bad about coming in second. You really can't.
I feel bad. I wanted to win. Today we weren't the better team, but I think overall we're the better team. Just today we didn't show up.
I still think you won. I still think you guys won anyway. I think it was a bad call. The refs were terrible today. I don't know what was wrong with the controllers, but Coach, once again, congrats, man.
All right, congratulations once again to Fountain Valley Gold. Fountain Valley Gold taking the inaugural Esports Orange County Championship game. This will proliferate next year, guys, to all over the place. On behalf of Bob Gibson, Big Mo, I'm Rich Estrella, saying so long from your friends here at the SoCal Prep Report. Good night, everybody.